And now, your forecast first from the CBS 17 Storm Team.
Well, another July day in North Carolina with low humidity, yes. But there's not many more of them to come. Good evening, I'm Wes Hohenstein. Thanks for watching CBS 17. With low humidity comes comfortable evenings. No rain, just a few clouds tonight. We'll hang in the 80s for the next couple of hours with 70s tonight and another comfortable start tomorrow. And then humidity, cloud cover, and rain chances all start to go up. I'll tell you what it's going to feel like and look like this weekend coming up a little later.
Now, local news that matters. This is CBS 17 News.
That situation didn't mean to occur how it went.
How did it happen?
From bad decisions. I apologize to his family and I hope he get well soon.
New tonight, the Rocky Mount police officer injured on the job is out of the hospital and back home tonight. We're learning more about him as well as that suspect.
This was breaking news last night at 11. Tonight, CBS 17's Lauren Haviland has more from Rocky Mount.
While on patrol Wednesday, Officer Curtis Robinson got new information that Kashard Howell was in Rocky Mount.
And that he could possibly have a handgun and narcotics inside the vehicle.
Howell was already wanted for violating his probation.
Howell has a criminal history dating back to 2013, numerous traffic violations as well as narcotics and weapons violations.
Around 5 p.m. near South Gray Street, Officer Robinson pulls Howell over and attempts to arrest him.
Howell decides to flee the traffic stop with Officer Robinson holding on to the car.
Howell was eventually arrested.
That situation didn't mean to occur how it went.
How did it happen?
From bad decisions.
Officer Robinson was taken to the hospital, but is now back home.
He's very sore, but he is doing well. He seems to be in good spirits.
Officer Robinson is an 11-year veteran of the Rocky Mount Police Department.
He's an outstanding police officer. He has extensive training in traffic stops and tactical situations. You take a step back and think about things because these officers are putting their lives on the line every day for the citizens in their community.
Rocky Mount Police tell me they are reviewing this incident and to see if there's anywhere that they can improve on as a department. In Rocky Mount, Lauren Haviland, CBS 17 News.
Lauren, thank you. A breaking news update. The man wanted in connection to a shooting during a Durham bank robbery is still on the run tonight.
Police say this man in a long wig and a pink coat shot a teller in the arm at the SunTrust off Highway 54 before running out of the bank with a handful of cash. CBS 17's Derek Lewis is live with this breaking news update. Derek.
Angela Marius, police sent me several 911 calls made from inside this bank moments after the robbery happened. The one you are about to hear is from an operator explaining the moment.
He just walked up and cut the lady in line and said, "You need to take my deposit." And I said, "I'm closed." And he said, "Give me 1 second." And he walked back and cut the lady again. And then he just said, he pulled the gun out. And he said, "Hurry up, hurry up."
Frantic 911 calls are made Wednesday afternoon. Callers describe blood on the floor inside the bank after a teller gets shot. Today, the doors are locked and customers are being turned away.
Those people got a hard job. I wouldn't want to work around money. Because, there's always someone who will take your money,
Police are looking for this guy. They tell me during the robbery he wore a wig and sunglasses. You can see a gun in the suspect's hand as he's getting away with cash.
Tellers will give you all the money if you probably just told them you had a weapon. So, it's kind of odd that somebody would shoot somebody when they don't get the money anyway.
I reached out to the bank's corporate office. The company would not go into much detail about the employee's condition. No one would explain what employees are doing inside the bank today except calling it security protocol.
I don't even fault the bank for closing because, some of those people are probably traumatized, so I'm looking for them not to want to open up today. They probably got to talk to somebody before they can even, go in there and face the public again.
Now, there's no word yet on when this bank will reopen. That suspect is still on the loose. Now, again, there were several 911 calls made from inside this bank when this robbery happened. I'm going through those calls right now, and I'll have those for you at 6. Live in Durham, I'm Derek Lewis, CBS 17 News.
Derek, thank you. We will check in with you later. The former jailer, now behind bars on federal child pornography charges, is also under investigation by the SBI. And within the last hour, CBS 17 confirmed Dustin Locklear is also a volunteer firefighter for South Antioch. Locklear is accused of having child pornography at work at the Hoke County Detention Facility. And now the State Bureau of Investigation says it now also looking into allegations against the 23-year-old, but won't say what the investigation is about. Hoke County fired Locklear in May. That same day, FBI agents arrested him on federal charges. We just heard back from the South Antioch fire chief. He says the volunteer fire department is not taking any action against Locklear until the current investigations are over. News since CBS 17 News at noon. Durham police made an arrest in Wednesday's shooting on Chapel Hill Street. Police arrested Freeman Johnson, this man, on one count of assault with a deadly weapon. Investigators say he shot the 18-year-old victim in the leg near the intersection of Chapel Hill and West Chapel Hill Streets.
Looking ahead, a special meeting starting in less than 30 minutes. Parents will get answers from Granville County Schools about what it's doing to keep mold out of the classrooms. On Monday, administrators told CBS 17 that tests prove the air is safe at Butnerstem Middle School. Last week, we showed you pictures a parent sent us showing what looks like mold growing inside the classroom. Administrators say the issue was with insulation in a pipe, and that has been fixed. Last year, the county delayed the start date at 2 schools because of mold-related problems. Also tonight at 7, people wanting to save Fire Station number 2 in Fairview are meeting in the lecture hall at the Wake County Emergency Services Education Center. That's on Rogers Lane. The County Fire Commission wants to close station number 2 once that new fire station in Garner is up and running. But people living near the station say that will increase response times and put their property at greater risk.
I guess the comfort is God knew about this, and though we don't understand, there's no adequate words to describe the losing of a 10-year-old daughter.
The community is mourning a little girl killed during a tire blowout crash. Blowouts are at the top of the list of causes for deadly crashes, but still the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration estimates that more than 400 people are killed in car accidents involving tire blowouts every year. New tonight, CBS 17's Robert Richardson is live in the mobile news tracker to show us what to do if one of your tires blows out on the highway. Robert.
Well, Marius, I had a tire blowout on the interstate back home in Alabama a few years ago, and my tire pressure light was on, and both underinflation and overinflation can lead to blowouts. Another common contributor is the age of a tire. I talked to some tire shops and auto insurance companies today about staying safe if your tire blows out. They say your instinct may be to hit the brakes and try steering to make up for the lost traction from one of your 4 wheels, and that's what you don't want to do.
Once you jerk the steering wheel, then it's going to cause it to get out of control real easily. Don't get heavy on the brakes and just kind of let the car slow down on its own. It causes your range of motion on your steering wheel to get that much smaller whenever you hit the brakes.
Now you want to hold on tight and keep the steering wheel straight and gently press the gas. Let the car slow itself, and once you get down into the 20s, ease onto the brakes, make your way to the side of the road. Be sure to get those emergency signals flashing to signal to other drivers that you're having trouble. Now with these high temperatures here in the summer, air tends to expand, so you want to check your tire pressure, check it often, make sure that it matches the PSI indicated in your door, and be sure to replace those tires if they're starting to get worn or cracked. Reporting live in the mobile news tracker, Robert Richardson, CBS 17 News.
Robert, thank you. During Amazon's annual Prime Day, the online retailer sold more than 100 million items. And with Prime's 2-day shipping, that means delivery drivers are now out in force, dropping off all those packages. But right now, delivery companies of all types are having a tough time finding drivers. CBS 17 investigative reporter Richard Essex is live tonight, getting answers about why this shortage could add up to safety problems on the road. Richard.
Well, certainly having more drivers on the road is going to be a safety concern, and a lot of truck driving companies are desperate to get drivers back on the road. They're offering signing bonuses, hiring drivers with little or no experience, sometimes with limited background checks, and we have heard of at least a few companies hiring drivers as old as 80 years old.
There's a good chance the truck driver cruising along next to you on the interstate is fairly new to the business. Long hours and sometimes days away from home is the fuel driving a lot of the truck drivers off the road. This year, there's a reported shortage of 100 to 200,000 drivers. The limited supply and increased demand is forcing wages up.
There just aren't enough truck drivers, and the American Trucking Association said that annual truck driver salaries have risen between 15 to 18%.
Retailers are passing the increases on to you, the consumer, and the better wages is what attracted Ronald Revel, a recent graduate of Carolina Trucking Academy, to the business. He expects to make $50,000 his first year behind the wheel.
Have you got any offers yet? I got several offers. They brung several recruiters out.
Getting behind the wheel of a semi is Revel's third career change, which is fairly typical, according to Charlie Gray, the owner of Carolina Trucking Academy. And many of his graduates, he says, have four-year degrees.
One main factor is the dramatic increase in online shopping. Amazon.com has been very successful in changing the way that people shop.
E-commerce may be convenient for you while you're sitting at home, but the price you pay for the sake of convenience is that truck congestion on the interstate.
So, my prediction is we're going to see more congestion. We're going to see later deliveries, and we're going to see delays. And Amazon, I think, will struggle, and other e-commerce providers will struggle to beat that, 2-day delivery window in some cases.
The increases to ship products and coupled with the pending tariffs could also drive this economy into inflation. In Raleigh, Richard Essex, CBS 17 News.
Thank you so much. It may be time to get out the water at one popular beach.
I noticed that he had a lot of blood on his leg, and he said that he felt like something had bit him.
New at 5, why lawmakers want to do more to protect sharks despite their dangerous reputation.
And we've got a couple of 90s on the temperature map this afternoon, and that's no surprise, right? It's July, but what is surprising is I've got no 90s left on the 7-day. I'll tell you why we're going to be cooler coming up in a little bit.